Sermon 123 of Nahjul Balagah reminds us that judgment, mediation, whatever you want to call it, is not about the individual with delegative power. It is about their referring it to the revelation and the inspiration. As the verse says, Ya yualadina manuate ulahawate rasula wa ulamre minkum fa'intanazatum fi shay'in farudu ilallahi wa rasule in kuntum tumenduna billahi wal yawmil akhir dhalika khairun wa ahsanu ta'wila. And the emphasis is not on those in authority, but on referring matters in which there are disagreements, any matter, not just those with disagreements, to that obedience of God, the Quran and the Prophet, the sayings that one truly believes are his sayings. And we need to be prepared to address those who are not judging by what God has revealed and inspired. And some of this even reaches to the point of, having to fight. And this is not an easy thing for some people to stir up. But this call is to increase the peace because, of course, if people can set aside the things that would lead to war. Because, Ali was referring to the people who were at least of the sort who killed Uthman, of the sort that would end up killing him. And the chain of 12 A'imma, as they are called. And, others of the community and all that. And the people that are making things about the individuals, well, they're not reliable to judge anyways. And saying 209 reminds us that being a giving person maintains one's honor. And if you want to succeed in life, you have to forgive some things in others. And if you are steadfast, then when the really difficult things come, then, like some people might remember of me, that one of the things that even upset me was the fact that I was, I'd always enjoyed myself in my worship, at least, part of it. But things were so difficult that I was using it as a coping mechanism as well, and therefore to not feel so much grief or pain or whatever that I would worship hard, and I was questioning about that because one wants to be beyond the experience of these things, of horizons and all that, in your motivations. And, I guess trying to experience things was always there, but, now one should avoid having their mere opinion. It's not that you don't think for yourselves, it's that everything should be grounded. It shouldn't be just because something is one's opinion, because then one becomes a slave to the longings that have been prompted or programmed into us, and not all those are beneficial. And focus on love as far as being useful and right in a relationship. That should be the true love of relationships. Saying 210 reminds us that pride and frivolity is an enemy to our selves in terms of our intelligence, usually of our bodies too. Saying 211 reminds to ignore pains to be happy. So I guess I've always been that sort of person, is that mere physical pains is like, well, why should I be pained on a different level too, So you could, using or thinking of things as levels, if you're hit on this level, don't let it take you away on another level.